Hello everyone and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we are flying the Spitfire F Mark 14C as part of the My Favorite Plane series. I haven't made a video in ages and I'm sorry for that. I've just been busy with college and I haven't really had a lot of time to do videos. I recorded this one a couple of weeks ago, the video, and I did do a voiceover, but for some reason it didn't record the audio and it's annoying as always. So I'm doing a voiceover now. I'm going to do kind of like what I did in the last one and not so much talk about the gameplay but just talk about plane if I can. But it's just not boring gameplay. It was alright. It was, you know, a decent game, a couple of kills and farmed some ground units. But the first thing, I mean the one thing I strongly dislike about the Mark 14C is that it's a premium plane and that normally it costs about 7,000 or more golden eagles, unless you're like me and you bought it when it was on discount at some point, which I think over Halloween it is on discount. At some point there'll be 50% off, I think. They do that with all the nations, yeah, unless you get it at a time like that, it's going to cost over 7,000 golden eagles, which is a lot really for, you know, a plane. I mean, you could buy nearly a year's worth of you could buy half a year's worth of premium with that, or you could, you know, buy something else useful with that that isn't involving War Thunder. But in my opinion, I think I've done a video about it before. I said I think it was it worth it, or is it worth the money? And I mean, I'd say yeah, it is, because as you can see there, it demolished an F7F, and that's not a small plane. It's quite a beefy thing, that. And I mean, it's not got the best armament. It's got 4 7.7s and 2 20mm. But for me, I personally feel like that's better than some of the other ammo ranges there are, I guess you could say. I prefer that over having 250 cals like on the Mark 14E, but that's just because I'm used to that sort of layout. I find it quite easy to shoot with them and aim a lot of the time, so that's always a bonus, is finding something you like over what is better in, you know, size wise. Like a 50 cal has obviously got a bigger bullet and you'd think it would do more damage, but then if you've got 4 7.7s, they actually do a fair bit of damage when they all hit. And the 20mm are, you know, they're 20mm, they do pretty good. Yeah, so as it goes for climb rate, it's amazing. It's a lot like the Mark 9, maybe slightly worse, possibly. But I mean, it can climb, and it's fast in a straight line as well. So it's pretty fast when you can climb. You can climb at a higher speed than what you can in the Mark 9, but I'd say the climb rate isn't quite as great. It's not, you know, 20, whatever the other one is. It's only a couple of meters per second under it, but it's kind of noticeable. Like, it won't be quite as high as what a Mark 9 will get, but then you have the bonus of speed in this, whereas the Mark 9 is a bit slower. This is a hell of a lot faster, and I mean, you can see there I'm doing about 500 nearly in a straight line on ground level, which I mean isn't bad. That's, you know, that'll keep up with most things at tier 4. In a dive, it's dangerously fast. You have to be quite careful, otherwise you will super easily rip your wings. It does top out quite a lot higher than what the Mark 9 Spitfire or earlier Spitfires will. It'll do about 100 km/h faster than the other Spitfires, but the only downside is it builds up the speed very fast, and it can be quite hard to control your top speed. But again, I mean, it's quite a zoom. I suppose it's a boom and zoom kind of fighter, or an energy fighter, over being a turn fighter, which the other ones are. It can turn quite well, but it's not you know, it's not its main purpose. Its main purpose is to dive down and then zoom straight back up, because it can zoom climb from a dive like nothing else. It's really fast in that aspect, and I mean that's the same with all the Griffin Spitfires, and that's a huge bonus that they have above a lot of other planes. I mean, against most American planes on Hokkaido, it's just nothing can really compete with it, I'd say. I mean, the Bearcats are good, but they're not that good. Whereas, obviously, something like the F7F is a hell of a lot faster, but it's not quite as agile as this. So it's a big lump, if it were, like, yeah, it's just not as good in the turns, or as good as keeping its speed in the climb. Like, if you're in either one, if an F7F goes up vertical, then there's a good chance that you'll be able to get him, because of its sheer size. They're risking too much really by doing that. The other thing I like a lot is, it's quite a simple thing, it's just the shape of it. It's got the elliptical wings, the same as all the other Spitfires before it. It has the same canopy, but then it's just got a huge nose. It's got the massive Griffin engine up in front. I'm not 100% sure on the actual size of the Griffin engine, but I know the Merlins were about 27 litre V12, so I think the Griffin's probably around there, maybe a little bit more, because it is a bigger engine. I mean, the 5-blade prop I think looks great on them, and yeah, I just in general love the look of the Mark 14, 19s and so on, especially in this configuration. But this video has been quite a short one. I think I've talked about pretty much everything I like about it. In whole, next video I'm going to do a Hunter. I've got a few video clips filmed of that, so that should actually be fairly quick to do. But yeah, at the end there, 2 kills, 6 ground targets, 24 hits and 1 takeoff. I didn't have premium at this point in time, so I didn't really make much money or RP from it, but yeah, I made a decent amount still without it. But yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to click like, subscribe down below for more War Thunder. If you can, recommend me any other games you'd like me to see me play. If you want to add me on Steam, my Steam is the same as it's on War Thunder. You can see what games I have, and you can say, hey, can you play Grid or something silly. Yeah, there's the odd game that I, don't play much of, but will play. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.